Welcome back to the channel. I'm Austin, and that's Clark Kent. And today we're going to be going over the new Superman trailer, the James Gunn Superman movie that's coming out next July. We're super excited to watch this and talk about it. So, Roman, let's jump in. You got destroyed. Crypto.
Home. Take me home. Superman.
All right, Roman. Well, that was a heck of a trailer. Honestly, that music right there, the John Williams music, I think is the best part of that trailer. Just the different riff on it. It feels very 80s with the guitar riff. I'm loving that feel to it. It honestly makes it feel like classic Superman. The Daily Planet too, just the classic look with the big ball. That's something that was missing in the Man of Steel and the Zack Snyder verse, is that kind of classic Superman feel. So before I jump into some of the other things I liked, I want to get your reaction because you're the Superman guy.
Yeah, as you can or cannot tell, I am wearing the classic Superman #1 T-shirt. It's the cover of the issue from June 1939 when they officially split from being Action Comics #1 to officially a Superman comic in honor, and wearing the Clark Kent glasses. But I really like this trailer. My only qualm about it, I'll get this out of the way real quick, is the crypto of it all. I know that James Gunn is leaning more into the comics for this, and from that standpoint, I appreciate it. And I do believe that crypto's part is just a small one. It may have been just that. I don't think he's going to be a significant part of this movie, if I read that correctly. But that did give it a little bit of a campiness that kind of takes away from the grounded place where we've been with comic book movies for a while. But other than that, like you said, it took me a minute to realize that was the Superman theme, because when I first heard it, it was so different than what we're used to hearing. And we got a lot of glimpses of the different characters. There were only 5 words spoken in the entire teaser trailer. Crypto, Take Me Home, and Superman. Those were the 5 words in the whole teaser trailer, which is very interesting. We got a glimpse of Rachel Brosnahan as Lois Lane, who I'm very, very excited about. I think she's going to be a great Lois Lane. We got a glimpse, our first glimpse really, of Nicholas Hoult as Lex Luthor. And I'm going to say it now. Nicholas Hoult is going to be the best movie Lex Luthor we've ever seen.
Even better than Gene Hackman?
Yes.
Okay.
Because that first Superman and Gene Hackman leaned really far into the campiness, the goofiness, that kind of thing. The reason I specify obviously movie Lex Luthor is because my
Michael Rosenbaum's
is is the standard. James Gunn said it himself to his face. He's like, you set the standard for Lex Luthor. But
I will say though, with the shot of him with the gun, it's very classic Lex Luthor from the comics. I guarantee that gun is a kryptonite bullet in it.
I think the bar. I think the bar is there for the bar is attainable for movie Lex Luthor's, and I think Nicholas Holt's going to crush it.
Yeah.
And one thing that I noticed is I mentioned to you the first time that I watched this trailer, I got vibes of Superman Returns, which I know is divisive for a lot of people, but I actually really enjoy it. But there was a specific shot where Superman goes down to what looks like a baseball field. It may have been a soccer stadium, but he goes down and he's fighting on a playing surface that mirrors Superman Returns when Superman landed the plane that had Lois Lane on it on a baseball field during a game. And then the one other shot when the kid was raising the flagpole and said Superman, I don't know if you noticed, but the shot where he's raising the flagpole to me mirrors the iconic shot from World War II where the soldiers are raising the American flag, which if that's intentional goes to the slogan of Superman, truth, justice, and the American way. So I think that was an intentional nod to one of the most iconic images in American history. And overall, I'm just super excited for this movie. Everything I've heard about it is that it's going to be one of the best Superman movies we've gotten, which is saying a lot. Yeah. But even the quick glimpses that we got of everything gives us a lot of reason to be excited. So what are your thoughts on this trailer?
Yeah, it's interesting the point you made about the flag. I think that actually probably takes place in another country in the movie. So I'm wondering if that is a reference or not, but it is interesting that your mind went there. I think the idea of Superman traveling to these other locations, there probably is going to be a global threat going on here rather than just Metropolis from what it looks like. But I would say, I mean, I agree. I think the shots of all these characters gets me really excited. I think the first time I watched this trailer this morning, though, I wasn't as excited about it as I thought I would be. I think I had to watch it a couple of times to really get a sense on what was going on here because there was just so much going on. I do think James Gunn is taking from different iterations of Superman and trying to combine them into one. Clearly, Christopher Reeve is the top-notch Superman. That's where the music comes from. You can't have Superman without that music. But what excites me, honestly, is these other characters from DC. We get Guy Gardner. We get Hawk Girl. We get Mr. Terrific. We get Metamorpho, we get Crypto. And honestly, the Crypto thing doesn't bother me as much as maybe it does you. I grew up so much watching the DC comic.
It doesn't bother me. Like I said, I think I read that it's going to be a small part. I just think it's a little bit goofy.
Yeah, it's a little silly, but it's at the end of the day, like that character was always silly. But like if it's just his dog in the fortress and like that's it, then like that's totally fine with me. But I'm curious to how they're going to juggle all these pieces together because it does look like a lot to juggle. But if they stick to the heart of the Superman-Lois relationship, I think that we could get a lot of heart out of this. Because the shots with Lois and Clark, it looks like there's great chemistry on screen.
Yeah, which from that it does look like that's going to be a huge part of it, as it should be. But like I said, I was a huge fan of the Rachel Brosnahan casting before it was even announced. Like she was announced as one of the 3 finalists, and I said it better be her. She's the obvious choice.
Yeah,
she's played roles in the past that like her most famous role, before this was as the marvelous Mrs. Maisel. Yeah. And to me, her role in that was very evocative of Lois Lane. That kind of take no prisoners. I'm gonna walk into danger with my head held high kind of character. And so before she was even cast, I was like, it better be her. And getting to see her in this first teaser was very, very exciting.
I don't know if it's been confirmed yet. I think it actually was in the synopsis, but the shot of them standing in the apartment and you're looking out on like the dark metropolis with the alien ship thing, I'm pretty sure it's Brainiac. I'm not quite sure what that big monster was that Hawk Girl was fighting, but again, it looks like they're shoving a lot into this, but it looks like it's going to be very like Art Deco classic Superman and mixing all the generations together. So I'm really excited about that. But a lot of people out there are complaining about the suit. I don't think it's as good as the Man of Steel suit with Henry Cavill, but I do think it brings a very classic comic book feel that I'm not opposed to.
Which honestly, I had my issues with the Cavill suit as well because I'm very picky about the emblem. Right? Yeah. I think it should be more closer to this classic look, and so obviously Man of Steel's was not that, and this is not that. But one thing I want to point out is that the Clark wig got a lot of hate in the first set photos and how bad it looked. I think it looked a lot better in the on film than it did.
You know what my thought was when I saw that? I was like, this guy actually looks like a nerdy dude that nobody would expect as Superman.
Yeah, because let's be honest, in Man of Steel, as much as I love that movie, Clark Kent was
he clearly is Superman.
Henry Cavill in glasses.
Yeah.
And Henry Cavill is a beautiful man. Well, let's just be real.
Yeah, no, he looks like the nerdy Clark Kent that he's supposed to be. I think it portrays that really well. So, no, I think overall this has potential to be a really great movie. Honestly, this is DC possibly their last chance. They dropped the ball for so many years. Can they bring back the glory? Can they pull off a Marvel with Superman and the rest of the universe that James Gunn has got planned?
I even read a thing that said that James Gunn was like, this universe is not going to be as muddled as Marvel. All of these movies are going to stand on their own, which is
probably good.
Which is kind of a relief. So hopefully that's what we get. Obviously, James Gunn was involved in the Marvel Cinematic Universe with Guardians of the Galaxy and how complicated that got in the later stages.
Yeah.
So he has a blueprint of what not to do as far as getting it super, super complicated.
For sure.
So even though this movie does seem crowded, it doesn't seem like it's going to be a problem.
Yeah, no, he's got good actors. I think James Gunn is good at juggling a bunch of characters, specifically with Guardians of the Galaxy, and balancing humor and seriousness. So I think it's possible. But we would love to know what your thoughts are in the comments below. So please like this video, subscribe to our channel. We're going to be coming out with more Superman content as we get closer to this movie. So we're excited to have a discussion with you guys and see what you guys think. So until next time, see you.